Nesua. I draw for fun and I'm making videos for fun now. And today I want to talk about Black Clover episode 138. Basically, this entire episode was just about Zora, who is he's the coolest looking character, in my opinion. He's not my favorite, but he just looks cool and I like saying his name, Zora. Anyway, so we get a backstory with Zara, his dad, and he's getting flowers from this dude who sells them. And he's like, oh yeah, you're my hero, because Zara was a magic knight. And Zora's just reminiscing about that, and he's saying, training with the rest of the Black Bulls is so dumb. What's the point in me spending time here? And so instead he decides to visit his dad's grave with white flowers. And he notices that there are already white flowers by his dad's grave. And these white flowers are his dad's favorite. So then Zora hears water splashing in the background. And it turns out that there's this kid training with his magic. He's training with his water powers, aiming at a target. And Zora's like, oh, wow, this guy's doing all right, He doesn't even have a grimoire and he's pretty powerful. He's got potential. So then Zora's about to leave. But then this rich kid and his sidekicks, his lackeys, start coming up to this kid. By the way, the kid with the water powers, his name is Ina, and he's a peasant. So obviously you know that there's going to be friction already. So, they start bullying Ina, saying, look at you. You don't even have proper magic. You don't have a grimoire. You're a weakling. You're a peasant, this, that, and the other. And at this point, Zora's just looking. He's like, oh, well, rich people being rude to peasants. Nothing new there. So then they start talking about Zara, saying, oh, Zara's trash. Who knows about him? The purple orcs they're all sus. And at this point, Zora's like, oi, this is a bit sussy. So then Ina is like, hey, wait. I'm going to fire some magic at you. So he fires the magic. Then the two lackeys start firing their magic at Ina. And then the rich kid is like, all right, that's enough. I'm going to flame him with my fire magic. Because this rich kid has a grimoire. And he's about to use his fire magic on Ina. And then Zora comes in. And he's like, wait. He's a little stink bug. So Zora pranks them and they start running off. And then there's this dude who comes in. He's on crutches and he has a basket full of flowers. And lo and behold, it's that guy from the memory who sold Zara those white flowers. And he's older now and he has a kid. And the kid is like, no, Ina goes to his dad and is like, oh, I hate you. I wish I wasn't a peasant. And Zora's like, whoa, what does being a peasant have to do with anything? He's like, listen up, kid. And then the dad is like, whoa, take it easy. It's my fault, He was born as a peasant because of me. It's my fault. So then Zora's like, all right, I'm not having this. So he picks him up, takes him to Zara's grave, and basically gives Ina advice, saying, just because you're a peasant doesn't mean you can't be a good magic knight. He's basically saying there are loads of, this is my interpretation now at this point, there are loads of, nobles and royalty who are magic knights but are awful. They're awful magic knights. They have magic powers, they have lots of it, but they just don't know what to do with it. So then they're just bad people with it. So then Zora's like, do you know what? I'm going to call you a snot-nosed shrimp. And Zora brings out a doll of basically him. It's the super magic knight Zora. And at this point, he hasn't told Ina his name. He says, call me Cool Mask Guy. So then the kid is like, okay, it's a bit weird. And then Zora tells him that this doll can do things that nobles can't. And then the kid is like, what? So then Zora's like, if you can't figure out what it is, then you won't be a magic knight. So then we get to, like, we get a little bit of a skip. Like, there's the kids helping out with his dad. His dad is like, you know what? Let's leave it here. You can go train now. So then he's training, and the rich kid comes back on his own, and he has a magic item, and is like, oh, you better apologize or else. So then the kid is like, yeah, I'm not apologizing, mate. I didn't do anything wrong. So the rich kid, he has this magic item in his hand, like on his wrist even. And the magic is getting too powerful for him to control. So then he shoots it at Ina. And Zora comes in with his trap magic and reflects it, and it grazes the rich kid. He's like, nah, bang! And then Ina, like an idiot, picks up the magic item that gets dropped and just takes it home. Okay, then. So then the rich kid's dad comes in to the house while just after dinner with Ina and Ina's dad. They're just eating dinner, and then the rich kid's dad comes in and is like, oi, your son's a little thief, he is. So then, you know, obviously it kicks off, and Ina's, like, the rich dad starts saying, yeah, I'm gonna take him. Then Ina's dad is like, no, you have to go through me, mate. So then he lets go of Ina, and the rich kid's dad fires, like, fire magic that is, like, he's shooting this at someone in crutches, and the house is behind him. So not only will he, go, but the house will be burned down too. And the flowers, which he needs to sell in order to make money, are going to be burnt too. But then Ina's dad, he doesn't reflect it. He blocks it with his own magic, because he has water magic like Ina. And it's powerful magic. It's not just an ordinary, but it's like powerful. You're like, oh, okay. My man does bits. Okay. And then the rich kid's dad is like, oh, okay, let me fire this again. So he fires it again. It fails again. So then he threatens to say, do you know what? If this keeps up, I'm going to call the Magic Knights. So then Zora, he rocks up like Batman. He's like, hey, I want to see some proof of this. So then he reveals that he's a Magic Knight. And, the rich kid's dad is like, oh, my son's verbal account is proof. But Zora's like, all right, okay, let me just break this down for you, all right, you little rich snob. First off, your son stole it, obviously, because one, I was there, and two, here's the injury he got from when I reflected his fire magic. So then the rich kid's dad is like, whoa, you been lying to me? Where'd this come from? You're supposed to be a noble. Nobles don't lie. Yeah, okay. And so then Zora, he starts roasting the rich kid and saying, oh, you ran like a coward after dropping the item. You blamed Ina because he's a peasant and you're a noble, so you thought you could get away with it. And then he's like, you're the stupid son of a worthless noble. I was like, whoa, Zora, Zora, my guy. And then Zora, the kid ends up running away. And then Zora is like, he ends up saying to the rich dad, he's like, I don't want to hear anything from you. This kid ended up that way because of you, because of your parenting. You're teaching your kid stupid stuff. And then these are Zora's own words. He says, you have no right to raise a child. I was like, yo, my guy, Zora. Tell it like it is, boy. And then the dad runs away the same way the kid did, in the same, like, voice. So you know that they're father and son. Zora confiscates the magic item. Is like, yeah, this ain't for you. Then Ina's dad, we find out that Ina's dad is on crutches because he has been constantly entering the Magic Knights entrance exams. And he got an injury from that. So then the son, Ina, he ends up realizing, oh, so the thing that peasants can do that nobles don't, or rather choose not to, is just hard work and never giving up, which is just the main plot of, it's the main like theme of Black Clover, which I love. And you know, it carries on. Zora pranks Ina and is like, you know what, kid, you're doing all right. So then he walks off. He walks off and is like, yeah, you can be a magic knight. I can be a better magic knight. Your dad can be a magic knight. And he says to himself, I may as well help train the rest of the Black Balls, you know, whip them into shape. That'll be my form of training. And then the episode ends there. Ah, dude. Zora themed episodes are my favorite because he's so cool. He's big. He's big. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram @nesu.art. And yeah, goodbye.